Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar. So I'm Abhishek Gulati. I'm working as a senior brand strategist at Green Portfolio, and you might probably have seen me in the podcast, webinar, reels. So I am into the camera-facing role. Along with me, I have Shubham Gupta, who is a senior research analyst, and he tracks multiple close sectors, and one of them is defense. So today, Shubham will be walking us through the next biggest opportunity of India, that is defense, and it's a very interesting story. So Shubham would be presenting it today. Hi Shubham, welcome to the webinar.
Thanks, Abhishek. Thanks for the warm welcome. Hello,
Sure.
investors.
Okay, let me first give them the walkthrough of our webinar. Then you can take over. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so first we'll be discussing about why defense sector is the next big theme across the world, not just in India. Then why India is in the sweet spot to take advantage of it. Third, we'll be discussing about one live case study from our existing portfolio that has made a very good return. We will discuss about thesis, why we take a bet on it, and what's our view on it currently. Then we'll be discussing about how, as an investor, you can take advantage of it. And at the end, we will be having a live Q&A. And for all of you, those who are on live for this webinar, I'm having a very big surprise for you. We'll discuss at the end. Okay, Shubham, over to you.
Sure, you could present the deck, Abhishek.
Sure. My screen is visible.
Yeah, to me it's visible.
Okay. And anyone having any question, you can drop in the chat and we can take in between. Okay, works. Shubham, over to you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So, investors, defense opportunity, why we are discussing it today and why we are excited about this opportunity at Green Portfolio. Uh, given the geopolitical scenario that is unfolding across the globe, uncertainty unfolding, we are seeing the globalization reversing that is clearly visible from the leader countries in the world. You could change the slide, next slide, Abhishek.
Hmm.
So, as I said, conflict has become a new normal. It started with Russia-Ukraine war, then Iran, Israel-Hamas war, then India-Pakistan war occurred. There's an impending speculation that Taiwan would be invaded by China. So there is a clear signal that conflict is going to sustain there. And we at Green Portfolio are looking to compound on how we can build wealth for the investors in this turbulent times by participating in the defense manufacturing ecosystem of India. So, given these conflicts, every country is now spending more on defense. That would be clearly corroborated by the fact that the defense spending and the budgets across the countries is rising. India, Europe, USA. So next slide, Abhishek.
Yes.
If we just want to have a cue that what is happening, let's look at the United States, world's largest spender, $1 trillion, and that was not enough for them. They have proposed a 50%, almost a 50% increase in their defense spending, right? In financial year 27 budget. So one more important cue that we could deduce from US is that they have started to refer Department of Defense as Department of War, a clear signal of what lies ahead. And there are talks of de-dollarization, US speaking out, issues of US debt, right? So whenever this happens, whenever a leader country, the country at the helm of the world order, starts to go in the decline phase. So there is a clear history that they are bound to do wars, try to take over control over the world, whatever they could, whatever is possible in their reach, they try to do that, right? So we are seeing those indications. I'm not saying ऐसा कुछ होगा ही, but these are clear indications that where the US is heading and where the world is heading. Next slide, Abhishek.
Okay, I want to add one thing, then we can continue. So we are seeing wars across left, right, and center. And if you look at India, we are having very good neighbors: Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, China. लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर लड़ाई चल रहा है. सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट कि आपका किसी के साथ वॉर हो गया है. इट्स ऑल्सो अबाउट इफ यू आर नॉट हैविंग इनफ गुड वेपन्स देन यू कैन बी अटैक्ड. सो दैट्स द होल स्टोरी. इट्स नॉट जस्ट दैट.
You need to have deterrence
यस.
basically. Yeah. Yeah.
यस. यस. टू प्रोटेक्ट, इन ऑर्डर टू नॉट गेट अटैक्ड, आपको वेपन्स रखने पड़ेंगे. सो दैट्स अ क्रक्स ऑफ द स्टोरी.
So again, the next cue that we are seeing is Japan is seeking a strategic autonomy inside the US defense umbrella. Till now, what was the defense architecture between Japan and US was that they used to pay a $2 billion cash annually to the United States to protect them. But the US military was positioned inside Japan. However, going ahead, US is also stretched a lot in terms of debt that they are seeing, mounting debt in the interest cost, and they are now entangled in the Russia-Ukraine war and again then Iran war. So there is a increasing jitteriness in Japan that what happens if China uh, अगर आके ऑक्यूपाई करने की कोशिश करता है, दे आर एडवर्सरी टू जापान, राइट? So from 23 to 27 financial year, they have committed a 43 trillion yen commitment towards their defense expenditures. That's humongous. That clearly speaks where Japan's going ahead. Recently, अभी एक डिफेंस पार्टनरशिप भी हुई है इंडिया के साथ, where Japan and India would be participating and cooperating to manufacture the defense equipments together going ahead, right? So next slide, Abhishek. Again, next cue that we are seeing across the globe in Europe is cracks in the NATO. So this started with Donald Trump coming in power and pushing the European allies to spend more. Why in the NATO only US is spending and contributing much of the defense spending, right? And as I said, the US is stretched because of the Iran war, because of the Russia-Ukraine war, right? So again, there is a sense of a sense of एक डर है in European countries that US could not come to their defense. Second one, we could also see in during the Iran war, uh, US military bases were attacked. Matlab, they were totally brought to ashes by the Iranian missiles, and no European country tried to help them. Even actively, it was asked by the Donald Trump that you should send your warships and to help us, but no European country did that, right? So that is clearly visible that the cracks are now visible in the NATO, and going ahead, their chances they could split a lot also. So based on this, क्या है कि यूरोप में अब ये भी डर है कि if that happens going ahead, so they would be at the mercy of China and Russia. So Russia and China both are expansionist countries. They try to occupy territories that has been seen in the past. So यूरोप में बहुत बड़ा डर है ऐसा. So they are also spending now, increasing their spending in the defense, and that is also clearly visible in the order book of Indian companies. A lot of Indian companies are now directly receiving orders for artillery, sorry, uh, for bombs or explosives. That is clearly visible. Europe and Canada combined 20% defense spending has risen. So the threat perception is that the Russia threat, the US pullback concern, and the Greenland dispute. Ab US के side से भी you could see there's an infight between the NATO. US is pushing a smaller European ally, a NATO ally, Denmark, to take control of the Greenland, right? So that is clearly visible. We are heading in the future. Next slide, Abhishek.
Yes.
So the real question we are discussing internally at Green Portfolio is not whether defense will grow or not. It is who will be supplying this to the world. So we believe it is India, definitely India, increasingly India. And
Yes.
I'll be discussing the underlying reasons now with you. So why we feel India could be the biggest beneficiary of this scaling defense spending across the globe? because India has a strategic autonomy policy for working with different countries. We are working simultaneously with United States, Europe, and Russia. We are working with Israel. At the same time, we have working relations with Iran as well. Sanctions आ जाते हैं कुछ बीच में, but we have good relations with Iran also. We have working relations and good relations with African countries. So, two different, I would say, poles we are in a position to work with, right? So, India is in a very sweet spot. Second, we have a very large manufacturing base that is growing. We have a now a very good evolving private defense ecosystem that is growing. The order book of the companies are growing very fast, Indian defense companies. In terms of cost, I would not say we are the most cost competitive, but relatively we are cost competitive. So the global players would like to install their manufacturing bases in India. And since it's a very critical component, right? So you need a reliable partner. Defense is a very critical component of any country, right? So you need a very reliable partner such as India. India has demonstrated its responsible behavior in the past, and that would be play in the benefit of India. We are one of the largest consumers of the world. So no country in the world would like to mend or अपने रिलेशंस नहीं खराब करना चाहेंगे राइट यूएस ने एक हद तक किया दे ट्राई टू आर्म ट्विस्ट अस थ्रू टैरिफ्स एंड एवरीथिंग बट दे आल्सो नो कि उसकी एक लिमिट है दे कैन नॉट गो बियॉन्ड दैट they have to ultimately sell products in India. Their tech companies are iPhone. The biggest market for iPhone is in India. So uski ek limit hai that what they can do with India, right? So the policy tailwind is also there there is immense thrust from the Indian government in the form of PLI that the companies should source locally manufacturing companies that are manufacturing the defense equipments in India should source locally, right? इसमें भी what I get many questions from the investors more often is that हम तो assembly कर रहे हैं what value addition that we are doing. So इसको मैं एक example से correlate करूंगा. When we began in 2014, we were at a very nascent stage in defense. Similarly, when we began for electronics manufacturing, मैं electronic manufacturing के example से I would like to help you कि समझा पाऊँ what happens ultimately. First of all, first is assembly. You start assembling just by importing everything, every component you import and assemble in India, right? Then what happens? The government gradually takes one important component of that value chain and उसके लिए एक एक component की PLI आ रही है एक एक component की right each company is taking one component उसमें PLI करके their government is supporting them capex हो रहा है and then gradually 10% manufacturing in India then 20% then 40% so there is a phased manner अब आज की date में I'm covering a AC manufacturing company that started by just assembling and as on date they are doing a 60 to 70% local manufacturing. So that is the same case with defense also. Many companies have started assembling, and many large companies are now also manufacturing wholesale in India. It would take time. It's a long runway, and a long runway also gives us a very good opportunity to participate in the wealth creation journey.
Okay.
Next slide, Abhishek.
I want to add two three pointers. So I would say
Sure.
Modi government ने बहुत neutral stance लिया. People were saying that our Indian government is not taking any hard stance against any country. I would say it has added to positive advantage for our company because for all the countries we are in a neutral state. And for defense manufacturing, let's say if US or UK or any other country हमारे को outsource कर रही है their manufacturing, then they want trust. Right now you can say that China is can manufacture at a very less cost and it has also very good tech, but the question is can you trust China? The answer is not. If you look at
Yeah.
COVID में जो हुआ, so right now India is in a very good sweet spot because we are trustworthy, and that is because our government has taken a neutral stance. अगर we could have been very aggressive with a particular country, then we would be in a कि ये उनका support करते, right? So we are in a very good spot. And also right now, as Shubham touched upon, that we are adding value like in across the manufacturing value chain, we are going into manufacturing side. So how it starts? If you look at the semiconductor, right now we are into the assembling and testing side. But government has made out the mandate that इतना percent components आपको like खुद से बनाना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, you won't
Yeah.
get PLI scheme. This is not specific about one sector. Across the board, government is making sure that you manufacture the things. And if even I interact with couple of management in the defense sector, and all of them are saying that right now 60 to 70% of the electronics they are sourcing from outside, other countries, even China से भी आता है. But government is making sure even if you're participating in the tender, आपको खुद से बनाना पड़ेगा, otherwise we will not give you the tender. So that percentage is increasing, and in-house manufacturing opportunity is very big in India. Yes, over to you, Shubham.
So one more point. This is not just on papers, investors. This is real execution. So एक example मैं देता हूँ. We were speaking to a promoter of a company, not defense. So there was a global tender for that company, for that product, the company that was manufacturing, right? So this company just wrote a letter to the government that, sir, we have manufactured and supplied this product in the past. So this global tender should not be there. And immediately, though that global tender was withdrawn, and a domestic tender launch हुआ, in which this company participated and supplied the components. So the ecosystem, the working style of the government has also changed. That is clearly visible अगर हम promoters से बात करते हैं तो. Right. There are issues, definitely, but we are moving definitely in the right direction. Next slide, Abhishek.
Yes.
So these are the numbers of Indian defense ecosystem. We have grown by 56x in terms of exports. We are making record high exports every year. Our defense budget and spending is increasing every year. So that is the kind of opportunity just in or the opportunity that we are capturing every year, right? So next slide, Abhishek. This is the forward commitment for 3 lakh crore of domestic production target and export target of 50,000 crores in near term.
And this is not just an aspiration कि इंडिया को करना है. These are the statements given by the government कि these are targets what we want to achieve. And also demand in-house, or I would say domestic consumption हमारा for Indian defense sector is very high. Along with that, export is adding it. So दोनों साइड से very huge demand is coming, and government is very keen on making India the like very high share in the export market, because we are in the sweet spot as I highlighted.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
So many times we get these questions कि rates increase हो गए या the FIs have been selling, consumption की recovery नहीं हो रही. Then there's a market moves like this, right? So based on these fundamentals or macro factors. So, but defense is one such space which does not get affected, because if there is a dire need of defense spending, yeah, there is a threat perception in any country that these threats could materialize in near future, then any country would go and increase their defense spending to establish the capabilities in deterrence, right? So that is again visible in the budgets of all the countries that we have discussed till now, right? So this is a very, I would say, good theme, or जहाँ पे you could जहाँ पे wealth बन सकती है going ahead. Defense is one such space.
Yes.
Yeah,
Next, a very exciting part of this webinar. So we will be discussing about Bharat Forge. It has been part of our portfolio, and in the last 1 year, it has moved 100%. So Shubham, walk us through what was our thesis and what how it played out, and what is our current view on it.
sure. So I'll cover the background of Bharat Forge, what it used to do and how it transitioned, right? So Bharat Forge was well known for its forging capabilities by global auto manufacturing companies. They were the front runners, exporters. However, they were largely cyclical, right? So their business used to mirror the cycles of the auto business globally. So the promoter Baba Kalyani had a vision that why a company that is making precision components that goes into the engines of such luxury vehicles and can sustain uh, very harsh conditions inside the engine of a car. So why can't we manufacture the defense products which are quite similar in many ways? So over the next decade, what he did, invested the cash flows from the auto business into developing the know-hows, the capabilities, the patents for Bharat Forge, and as on date, they are one of the biggest, have the biggest portfolios for artillery guns, ammunitions, armored vehicles, and they're also present in the defense electronics through global partnerships, right? Having said that, Bharat Forge has not abandoned their auto business, so the defense is now their another engine of growth, and they have substantial orders for export orders for artillery guns in India. So this company we have been invested from last 1.5 to 2 years, and now the defense business is unfolding really well for Bharat Forge. Did really well in our GDR portfolio, green energy, defense, and railways, small case. So that's a snapshot for Bharat Forge from my end.
Okay.
So this is a very interesting part, Abhishek. Uh, every investor asks this कि भैया सारे डिफेंस स्टॉक तो भाग गए हैं, वैल्यूएशन are so lofty कि क्या अब हम पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं? There is no margin of safety left. So
Even
let me
Shubham,
tell you,
in our today's chat, also two questions are there regarding the same question only, that stocks have run up like anything, and do you currently also bullish on the stocks, or they can fall? Arun has asked, and one other person has also asked the same question.
sure, I'll address that, Abhishek. So uh, the same question is everyone is asking. So I'll give you a perspective. If you go on the website of let's say Bharat Electronics or Hindustan Aeronautics, मतलब ये बहुत बड़े systems बना रहे हैं, right? Aeroplanes or artillery guns or tanks, right? So आप अगर उनकी vendors की list देखोगे तो they are listed 30,000 or 25,000 vendors on their website. So those are all in a way supplying to a defense companies, ठीक है? But those could not be in a pure sense a defense company, but many actually are, right? That are proxies or supplying very critical components, right? So we are not looking at the flag bearers right now. वो हमें नहीं करना है. We are looking at the companies that are, जैसे Bharat Forge was an auto ancillary company. It had nothing to do with a defense ecosystem, but they transitioned. A very good trend right now, Abhishek and investors, that is going on in the Indian markets is many auto ancillary companies are following the path that Bharat Forge did. They are now transitioning the auto ancillary companies. They're transitioning to defense space, right? So वो clearly visible है. However, it takes time to build the capabilities because there are a lot of approval certifications involved. You have to achieve certain level of quality, right? So वो time लगता है. But finding the inflection point कि भाई they have now achieved that inflection point. They are at the inflection point. That is our role. So there are a lot of companies coming, small cap companies, even SMEs in our portfolio. एक अब SME के बारे में मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा. I will not name that company, but this company was into supplying very small components for the submarines, Indian submarines, defense submarines, right? They have done technology transfers with their global partners, and now they have that tech कि वो ही सप्लाई कर सकते हैं. इंडिया की P-75 है, P-75I प्रोजेक्ट है, राइट? देयर आर मेनी फ्रिगेट्स के प्रोजेक्ट्स चल रहे हैं. सो द टैम इज मैसिव देयर. आई वुड से अभी दे आर डूइंग अ टॉप लाइन लेस देन 1,000 crores, एंड 4,000 से 5,000 के करोड़ के ऑर्डर तो उनको ही मिल रहे हैं. Nobody else can take that because the technology they have got. That is the motto in that company, right? Second, the TAM for them is 20 to 30,000 crores. उसमें फिर और भी बड़े participants आ जाते हैं, but they could also participate there. So The ecosystem is evolving. There are very small companies also that are doing really good work in the portfolio. So we are looking at those companies and जहाँ पे valuations are not that lofty.
Okay, and I want to add one more point over here regarding the valuation. So I'm taking a name of a company. This is not a buy or sell recommendation. The I also did a Green Sharks or podcast with them. That is Meritronics. So it's a Hyderabad-based company. They're into the printed circuit board assembly. Okay, so the valuation that you're saying that expensive. So that company came at the IPO around 15-16 price to earning ratio, and it has moved 3x from the IPO price. So it's not just that the entire board, or I would say entire sector, is at an expensive valuation. It's something that top of the pyramid, I would say the big names are trading at exorbitant valuation. But if you'll go beneath the surface, काफी small cap companies हैं that are still trading at very good valuation. But उसके लिए you have to take out time, do the research. So that's our main day-to-day work only. Yes, sure.
So to find those opportunities for our investors, we have been offering an investment solution the through GDR small case that participates in green energy, defense, and railways, all three sunrise sectors. And post in the last 2 to 3 years, defense has come up as one of the biggest opportunities. And as a reason, we have also increase the weight of the defense in the portfolio, and that is delivering and is clearly visible in the numbers, right? So green energy, India has a mandate of renewables of 500 gigawatts by 2030, right? And that could be really seen in the expenditure that the capex that the companies are doing. Secondly, the government's focus is also on local manufacturing. So अभी तक modules का था कि आपको modules India से लेने हैं. Now there's a backward story to it कि आपको cells भी India में बनाने हैं. There is an ALM and ALCM policy from side of government that आपको cells बनाने हैं. Then going ahead, there would also be a policy for wafers. So government is trying to create an ecosystem and for the whole value chain to be manufactured in India, and we are keenly participating in those companies only. Again, railways, government has a very strong push towards Vande Bharat. Now going ahead, the mandate has even increased. Railway modernization. If you could see, छोटे छोटे शहरों में even जो railway stations हैं, those are getting revamped. So infrastructure side पे भी wagons, engines, right? Electrification of railways. So there are many opportunities that we are seeing in the railways also. So these three sectors we have combined together so that एक just defense now हो वहाँ पे. There are all these three sunrise sectors to also diversify a portfolio a bit. So GDR for you investors.
I want to add 2, 3 pointers. So you all probably might be working professions only, be it in job or business, and you right now know that ki defense बहुत अच्छी opportunity है, and India is in the sweet spot as we discussed. But now what is your problem right now? Like you will be like कि मेरे को companies कौन सी pick करनी है, because you have to do a rigorous exercise in terms of tracking the company, reading the con call, track the order book, and also every day we have new news from the government sources. You have to analyze it. So it's not that easy right now. You might be wondering कि मेरे को पता है defense अच्छा है, but how to participate in the story. For that we have a GDR small case for you, in that we are bullish on the defense side, so it's a heavyweight, but otherwise we have other sectors as well. Green energy, it is also doing very good. Then railways, as Shom highlighted. So these are offering to you. And yes, Shom, you can take over from here.
So how this portfolio is built, GDR, weight on defense is the highest. They would be curated 15 to 20 stocks, but split between green energy, defense, and railways. And uh, I'll walk you through the how this small case structure works. This is an advisory investment solution where the money rests in your personal demat account, right? So you just go to our website, link your demat account with our website, log in there, and upon a payment of subscription fees, annual fee, you are have the access to the portfolios of the portfolio companies, right? Now, then within a single click you can invest, and since your demat is linked with our website, within a single click the stocks would be bought in your demat account. You just need to have cash added there, and uh, in the weights and the prices that we are recommending the stocks at. You do not have to go and buy every stock one by one, right? Within just one single click, you could would be able to execute this transaction. And going ahead, we also handhold the investors and offer rebalances, right, on a quarterly basis, or as in when if there is a very dire need to rebalance the portfolio, right? So we send a rebalance update on your WhatsApp and email. And then again, with a single click, let's say two shares are to be sold, two are to be bought, or a weight of any shares to be increased. So you just can click on the rebalance, and the changes in the portfolio in your demat account would be made automatically. So that's simple how it is, as simple as it is.
Okay. And I will be taking the live Q&A at the end. So all the questions regarding the product we'll be discussing at the end. So hold for a while. Okay. So now, as I told you in the starting, that all those who are attending it live, we have a surprise for you. So for all the live participant, we have a 30% off on our GDR small case. You can use the coupon code GDR July 30. It's valid for today only. I will also paste the link of our product in the in the chat only. You can have a look. And now let's open the floor for Q&A. So whatever questions that you are having, Shubham and I would be taking it up. Okay, so you can write and we'll be taking it up. So first question is from Prasoon. Which part of the defense value chain are you focusing more on?
So, Prasunji, hi. Uh, we are sector agnostic, first of all, at Green Portfolio. So, our fundamental thesis or the pillars of investment are the corporate governance, valuations, and the type of business this company is doing. So, the business should be moated. If I ask you a specific question, कि किस value chain में देख रहे हैं, we are looking at everything. We are not immune to anything. सो वहां पे हमें वैल्यूएशंस अच्छी मिलनी चाहिए, अगर नॉट इफ नॉट एज ऑन डेट देन इन फ्यूचर, एंड द पर्सन हु इज रनिंग द शो, द प्रमोटर्स, द फंडामेंटल्स जो बिल्कुल पिलर्स हैं कंपनी के, सो वी रिलाई ऑन दोज, एंड अगर वो हमें कंफर्ट आ जाता है देन वी आर ओपन टू पार्टिसिपेट इन एनी अपॉर्चुनिटी.
Okay. Next question is from Savine. How much percentage gains someone expect? I would like to answer it. So we don't give the forward-looking guidance. I would say we discussed about how big is the opportunity, and if the industry is growing at a very high speed, then eventually your money would grow. But we can't give any percentage gains or any forward-looking guidance. Okay, next question is from Niyoti. All the countries which will eventually prefer manufacturing by themselves due to the national security risk. Then how will India grow in that case?
So that's a very good question, Niyoti, from your end. As I said, India has good relations and is a reliable partner across the globe with diverging ends, right? So, having said that, the low cost manufacturing and the low cost manufacturing helps India to set up industrial bases, right? So, why any abhi tak, if you look at 10 years back, no Western country was open to transfer the technology of fighter jet engine to India. But आज की डेट में वो talks भी open हो गए हैं. We are seeing different Rolls Royce offer कर रहा है. That is the heart of the any aircraft, right? So why they are offering it? Because they find India to be a reliable partner. So a large scale manufacturing could only be done in India at a lower cost. Those countries can do that, but उनकी कॉस्ट आप देख सकते हो, कोई भी स्पेस मिशन करते हैं तो हमसे मतलब 20-30x ज्यादा होती है, 100x ज्यादा होती है, एंड इसरो इज एबल टू डू एट अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ द कॉस्ट, राइट? सो दैट गोज विद डिफेंस एज वेल, राइट?
And
तो
yes.
वी वुड बी इन अ पोजिशन, व्हाई? बिकॉज हमारे पास एक इकोसिस्टम आएगा एंड दे ऑल्सो वांट ग्रोथ वहां पे. एक एक सिंस इंडिया imports from them. So India now has an offset clause कि हम आपसे import करेंगे तो आपको हमारे components जैसे कि एक एयरक्राफ्ट आ गया उसके बाद उसकी रिपेयर मेंटेनेंस होती है, राइट? सो वो हम क्लॉज डाल देते हैं कि भैया आपसे हम $36 बिलियन के रफाल लेंगे तो आपको 18 बिलियन इंडिया से प्रोक्योर करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो वहां पे एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी आ जाती है कि छोटी कंपनीज इंडिया की काफी जहाँ पे निकल के आ रही हैं, ग्रो कर रही हैं।
And I want to add one more point. In this, China can be better than us in every term that we discussed. But China, but trust issues are there, and China plus one narrative is going on across the world. So India is that's how in the sweet spot, and other countries are there. But as Shom highlighted, that cost is a major concern over there. And India is doing joint venture with other countries जहाँ पे tech अच्छा है. So we are getting technology as well. Okay. Next question is from Lavish Kaushik. How frequent will it be rebalanced?
So as I said, it's done on a quarterly basis, that scheduled, but we also keep very close watch on the portfolio. So if there is a very dire need, kuch macro level pe there is a very big change. It doesn't go with just GDR, it goes with all our small cases. So वो need basis पे भी we can send that rebalance that will be sent to your email and WhatsApp.
Okay. Next question is from Savine. What if BJP government goes in next term? How will it impact the defense sector?
Uh, I don't think there would be, see, कुछ changes तो होंगे, but the thirst that has already been built, right? So altogether वो बंद नहीं होगा according to me. There would not be a altogether halt to the जैसे कि आधार से ले लेते हैं. UPA brought the Aadhaar scheme. But that was a very beautiful scheme, plan, but they were not good enough to implement that, right? So going ahead, policies would be continued. हो सकता है politicians change these names, वो अपना नाम लगाने की कोशिश करें, ऐसी चीजें होती हैं इंडिया में, but policies are there जो अच्छी होती हैं वो continue करती हैं, and those would continue because ultimately the government is earning revenue from that. Exports होते हैं तो our exchequer rises, foreign exchange rises, so वो that would be there definitely.
And I would say government को भी पैसा चाहिए, as Shom highlighted. So
Yes.
it's not just that कि next government, let's say Congress आ गई. They might have other areas to focus on, but defense is something non-negotiable. If let's say the country is
Yeah.
not safe, I will take the example of what happened in Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. There is no peace at all. पूरी country में there is, I would say, disruption चल रहा है. So first we have to protect our country. There's no choice in it. And in order to do that, हमें खुद के लिए manufacture करना है. Then eventually we have a very good export opportunity. So irrespective of the government, this sector is doing very good, and I'm sure that the prospects that we discuss about this sector are really good. Okay. Next question is it Sharia compliant? The question is from Aman.
You would like to take it, Abhishek?
Yes, I would say, sorry. Defense, our GDR small case is not Sharia compliant. We have Sharia compliant other products that are in a small case and PMS. I would say in defense we have like not all the companies are Sharia compliant, so it's not a Sharia compliant product. But in your Sharia compliant small case, we have some companies from defense as well. Those who are part of the this or I would say the जिनका Sharia compliant है, but this product is not Sharia compliant. Okay. Anyone having any else question? We taken Lalit question. Okay, then we have taken all the questions so far. Let's wait for 1 to 2 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. Subscription charges, please. Okay, let me send you the email link of our GDR small case. You can have a look from our website, and the coupon code that I've shared is valid for today only. Aman, so could you please elaborate again how to invest in Sharia small case? So I will share you the link of the Sharia small case, but I'm saying that defense companies are not all Sharia compliant. So in your Sharia small case, you might be having some companies that from the defense sector only that are Sharia compliant, but GDR small case is not Sharia compliant. Hope you got my point. I can share you the Sharia small case link in the description. You can have a look. One question is from Savine. Why green portfolio defense and it makes unique? So the question is that how are you unique in the defense small case than your other peers? Shum, would you like to take it up?
So, as I said, we are looking at the opportunities that are off the radar, right? We are not looking at the flag bearers. The flag bearers would also do good, but the valuations are not at all comfortable. We are looking at the margin of safety in our investments. So, as I said, key, they are very small companies, even in the unlisted space that we are including in our AIF, right? So we are going out in the industry, talking to the promoters and looking at their what capabilities that they have built, right? So very off the radar opportunities that we are offering through our portfolio solutions would be included in your portfolio.
Yes, so we answered all the questions. Beyond this, if you have any question, you can write us at content@greenportfolio.co. And it was lovely speaking with you. Thank you, Shubham, for answering all our questions and presenting such a big opportunity to us. Okay, it was pleasure speaking with you all. See you then. Uh,
Thanks, Abhishek. Thanks, investor. Thanks for taking time out and
yes.
listening to us.
Yes,
Thank you very
and I
much.
want to highlight that every month now from here onwards, we'll be having one small case webinar on every let's most probably we are planning on the auto sector next month. We'll be sharing you the details. So it's a exercise we'll be doing it every month now. Okay. Thanks everyone. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks, Abhishek.
Thanks to thanks everyone.
Stock market investments are subject to market risk. Please read all scheme related documents carefully.